Knowing what kit and software you need when you're first starting out on YouTube can be an absolute minefield. I know this because I've been there myself. When I first started posting content to YouTube 2.5 years ago, I invested in a bunch of different software and a bunch of different kit that I ultimately found to be useless. Now, I don't want you wasting your money, so in this video, I'm going to take you through exactly what I use now to make my YouTube videos, what you need when you're just getting started, and what you don't want to waste your money on. Now, first up, let's talk about cameras. What camera do you need to make YouTube content when you're first starting out? Now, when I first started, I used this camera here. This is a Canon G7X Mark II. And it has this nice little flip up screen here so you can see yourself when you're recording. Now, I did not buy this camera in order to create YouTube videos. I actually already had this camera. So this camera was a gift. Basically a bunch of different people contributed towards this for my husband and I when we got married. This was a wedding present that we used on our honeymoon, but I saw a bunch of different content creators on YouTube making videos with this exact model. So I thought, great, I already have this camera, that is what I'm going to use. Now, the camera was probably already a couple of years or maybe even more than that. When did I first start out? I started out 2.5 years ago on YouTube, and I have been married for 8 years yesterday. So the camera was pretty old when I first started using it. And that is something that I did not consider. So yes, it was a model that a lot of people were using, but it probably was a model that had undergone several different updates along the years. So when I started using it, it was already a bit out of date. And what I found was that the quality of my videos wasn't that great. And as I've come along in making my videos, I've discovered that actually the quality of my iPhone is way better than this camera. So this is a great little camera for taking the odd clip here and there. I still use it occasionally, and I still use it occasionally for taking my thumbnail shots just because I find it a bit easier. But I record everything as I am now on my iPhone, and I would not use this camera to record my videos now. So let's talk about mics. Do you need to buy an external mic for your YouTube videos? And my simple answer to this is, in the early stages, no, you don't. Just use your iPhone, just use whatever your camera has built in. You don't need to go ahead and buy anything extra to start with. That said, once you get to the point where you think you might want to add into your kit, add into your arsenal and develop further in your YouTube videos, a mic, I'd say, is the first thing you might want to look at upgrading. Now, this is because people will stick around and watch a video where the visuals aren't 100%, but the audio is spot on, but they will rarely stick around and watch a YouTube video where the visuals are awesome, but the audio is terrible. So the audio is something that you want to upgrade as soon as you can. But I'm recording this on my iPhone 15 and I am just using the inbuilt mic, and I think the quality is plenty good enough for YouTube, and I regularly just use this mic. And I think with every new version of iPhone, the mic quality has got so much better. So I do have this mic, and this is a Rode mic, and I used to use this all the time with my previous iPhone. What I found when I upgraded my iPhone is that it was no longer compatible, and I bought various different adapters. You can see how ridiculous that looks. This is actually 2 adapters on here, and I got to the point where I think, with all these different adapters, does that degrade the quality? But when I have tested out using this mic with the adapters on my iPhone compared to the quality of the audio just with the iPhone alone, I can't really detect a difference. And for me, I always used to call this my emotional support mic, because something in my hands, I'd be doing something with my hands, there's something visual, something a bit interesting going on in the video, but also you have to hold it. So personally, for me right now, I'm not using an external mic. If in the future I want to upgrade the audio quality, I think I would buy myself some like hands-free mics. I like Rode as a company. I think that the quality of the product's really good, but also they do come at a slightly higher price point. So this particular mic, I want to say this was around 60 British pounds, which I don't think is too bad at all, but it does have that wire. What I'd look at upgrading to is a pack of 2 like clip-on mics, wire-free, and they're like a couple of hundred British pounds. So at this stage, I really just don't want to be paying out anything on my YouTube channel until I am making some money on my YouTube channel. So I will not be upgrading my audio yet. And I don't think you need to worry about that either. Now, where I went wrong in the early stages of producing content for YouTube, when I was using my camera and the audio quality on that wasn't great and I needed a mic, I bought a cheap mic. And basically, this was a total waste of money. So when I say that was like 20 or 30 British pounds, completely like down the drain, because it did not improve the audio quality at all. So it wasn't until I bought the Rode mic that I really improved quality. So do your research and go with a reputable brand, and you may need to spend a little bit more to get a better quality mic. So now let's talk lighting. Do you need a ring light? Now, my husband's probably gonna watch this video at some point, so I have to be a little bit careful about what I say here, but my husband bought me this awesome ring light. Now, it is awesome, and I don't know exactly how much it costs, but I know that it was a bit on the pricey side. And this is amazing, this ring light, and like it's like super studio quality, but it is big and it's a lot to set up to record a video. So if you're recording a lot of videos like I am, I'm aiming to put 3 videos out a week on this channel, and I do not have a separate office space. As you can see from the chaos behind me, I am just in the general downstairs of my house. My desk is to like this side. I work in this open plan living area. There's our living room and like all my kids' toys behind me. So what I can't do is have like my setup up all the time. Now, if you have a separate office space and you can have your YouTube setup up and leave it up, great. Do that. If you have little kids running around like I do, you cannot trust them with a nice expensive ring light up. So I do use my ring light, I do set it up, particularly if I am filming in the evening, then I'm going to want to have that ring light. However, on a day-to-day basis, I either record footage using natural light, and natural light is absolutely perfect. So to start with, do you need a light? No, you don't. Just use natural light. The problem with natural light is you can't always trust it. You get a load of clouds come over and your light is kind of like dipping in and out as you go. So it can be a bit unreliable. Now what I do, I just sit here on my office chair, like a desk chair with my desk here, and I have a desk lamp which helps me out for seeing my screen properly and lighting me up when I am on like the billion Teams calls that I'm on every week, so I don't look like I'm sat in a dark cupboard. And that light I find is plenty good enough for me when I'm recording YouTube videos in the day. So I just tilt that light, and I will insert some footage of it for you now, and I just tilt that light towards my face. So there's still a bit of shadow on my face. It's like, it's not perfect or anything, but it's plenty good. And this was super, super affordable on Amazon, and I will link that one for you. And this, if you're recording by like a table or a desk or whatever, then you can clamp it onto the side, but you can also buy it with a stand. So I have it clamped onto the desk, so I do not need the stand, but you can buy a stand and then you can put it wherever you are filming. And you can also get these smaller ring lights that you can clip onto your actual tripod or like above your iPhone. I have never used one of these, but I have seen them, like they're all over TikTok, and that looks like an interesting option as well, something that I would consider if I didn't have this desk lamp. And now we're moving on to tripods. Now, tripod is something which I would say you do need. So tripod is something that I use every time I record my YouTube videos. But I have a super, super cheap, basic Amazon tripod. So I got this at the very start of my YouTube journey, and it was like 16 quid, Amazon Basics tripod. It is still for sale now on Amazon. And I just thought at the time, like, I'll buy this, that will do, and I'll upgrade in the future. And I haven't needed to. It is really good, and I really like that it is lightweight. So I also have a mini tripod, and this is really good when I am basically recording like sat at a desk, something like desk level, or I take it if I'm going away somewhere and I don't want to take my main tripod, so I just take my mini one with me. It also kind of like doubles up as a selfie stick, so if I'm walking and talking and I want to kind of have like selfie stick effect, then I can take the mini tripod with me. So far, in terms of our list of things that we need to record YouTube videos, I have my iPhone, I have a tripod, and I have some kind of like lighting. So maybe that's just natural light and I don't need to buy anything, or maybe it's a desk light or a mini ring light, but I'm not spending loads of money on a light. So things that I absolutely did not need when it came to kit, but I did waste money on, and that is, main thing, is a teleprompter. So originally when I was recording content, it was like content out and about, on the go, like mum life stuff, decluttering, stuff around the house. And then I wanted to switch things up and make more like sitting, chatting content. And I found that when I came to do that, like my mind would just go blank. I found it really nerve-wracking and unnatural. And I thought, I know what will help me feel more confident if I have a script and I have a teleprompter, and then like I can have something to follow and I don't have to speak exactly to it, but I have something or some notes that I can follow. And I guess to start with, like it did help me a bit, but oh my goodness, it added just this extra layer of work because I had to have more of a script. So for this particular video, I have a list up on my laptop of the kit that I actually use, like one word things, like so iPhone, tripod, so that I don't forget something vital when I come to record this. But what I do not have is a script, and I don't have time, quite frankly, to put together a script. So the main thing I do, a few notes so I don't forget any important things, and I will turn to my notes occasionally just to remind myself, make sure when I get to the end of recording something I haven't forgotten anything vital. But otherwise I found it so much easier just to go ahead and talk like free flow to the camera. So teleprompter, big waste of money, made me feel like completely unnatural when I was talking. And what I basically needed to do to work out that confidence for those like talking head videos is just do more of them. So the more that I did, the more confident I became, the easier I found it. And that was quite simply all I needed, was just to keep going, keep making them until I felt more confident. So what about software to record and edit our videos, making thumbnails, all of that fun stuff? So originally I bought a software for my laptop, which was editing software for me to use, and that was perfectly fine. So the very start of my YouTube journey, I edited all of my videos using the free iMovie software, and that is all that you need to start. When I wanted to do some more complicated things, so for example, I wanted to speed up my footage more than 2 times, which at the time you couldn't do any more than that on iMovie. I don't know if it's different now, but I wanted to like speed up my footage more, I wanted to put in some effects, then I needed to upgrade to better software. So I use this software on my laptop, and I don't use it anymore, but for a variety of reasons. There was nothing really wrong with the software, it was perfectly adequate software, but it was quite complicated, and also to edit my videos I had to be in front of the laptop that the software was on. This software also was not transportable, it was software that you had to download to one device, and you needed to buy a license for every single device that you had. So I got to the point on my YouTube journey where I thought, this is just unsustainable, like I cannot keep sitting in front of a laptop for hours and hours trying to churn out this particular video, and I had to switch things up. So I switched to using my phone to record everything and editing on my phone. Now, at the time, I was using a software called InShot, and that was to edit the short videos that I recorded on my phone. And I thought, what if I just used my phone? What if I just used my phone to record everything, and then I edited everything, including my long form videos, on InShot on my phone? And it was like a total game changer. So InShot, I want to say it cost me, it was less than 20 British pounds for that, like on a yearly basis, which I think is amazing. The software is really good. So it was recommended to me for short form videos, for editing short form, and I found for the style of video that I'm going for now, this like stripped back editing style, I'm not doing like loads of jazzy edits. I just don't have time for it, and I don't think that the audience that I'm trying to attract is really that bothered by it. Then InShot I would definitely recommend. Another software that I hear recommended loads is CapCut. I haven't used it myself, so I can't personally recommend it, but if you want to have a look at a variety of different software options for editing on your phone, I would recommend InShot, have a look at CapCut, but iMovie is plenty to start. So that's editing software. How about making thumbnails? Now, I use Canva and I know a lot of people do. Now, you can use the free version and that is plenty good for creating thumbnails to start, but I have upgraded to the pro version and I think that cost me around £10 a month. But I think it's totally worth it because I use it for every single video. And speaking of which, I created a video showing you exactly how I make my thumbnails using Canva. You can use the free version to do this, you can use the pro version, but you will find that video over here and I will see you there. Bye.